It's the JT Cho Show!
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, thanks for clapping. Episode 169.
Nice.
Take one, please.
I don't know why I gave you the one in my hand. I should have just let you pick one.
It's okay. I got like 4 left,
Oh, okay.
but those 4 will last me tonight. Today is the 13th of June.
Also known as the day after Tom Brady Day.
After Tom Brady Day, which is 6/12, which makes complete sense.
Yeah, complete sense. I worked it out real quick. I'm very smart.
Yeah, Tom Brady Day. Sorry, we wanted to adjust the chair so in case someone pops up in the chat,
Oh,
we
yeah,
can be
there
like,
you
"What's up?" Being 6/13, usually we try to do a pod a week. I think we've done 2 pod in the last month, time wise.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get Moody on to talk to him for a little cool little chit chat. I had to reach back out to him and be like, "Hey, man, we didn't film hardly at all in May. There was like 3 episodes."
Yeah.
So we'll try to get Moody back on. But today's the 13th.
It is the 13th.
What you got for your birthday?
The great and powerful Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen turned 38 today.
That's a great. Those were my number 2. That was like my number 2 or 3 choice today.
Oh, bless.
Shout out to Chris Evans. It's his birthday, but
It is Captain America's birthday.
But my person's birthday used to be called. His first and last name used to be Timothy Dick, and after Timothy Allen Dick got arrested for cocaine, he dropped his last name of Dick and became
Nice.
the man, the myth, the legend that we all know today. It's Tim the Toolman Taylor's birthday,
Nice.
and
Nice.
this is a
What a good-looking guy.
dude. First of all, great mustache.
Fantastic mustache.
If you want this to be in the podcast room permanently, just
We
let me
can
know
put
in
it
the
up there.
comments. I just don't really have.
We got a lot of real estate on this.
a lot
side
of real
wall.
estate. If
You
you're
could even put it right up there. It's fucking front and center in the fucking thing.
if you're watching and you want to see, maybe we'll vote. Have the fans vote, our 6 fans. But yeah, Kalamazoo, Michigan, arrested, sold out, and beat those charges. So
Nice.
here he is today. What's the Last Man Standing and Home Improvement?
Yeah.
2 fantastic shows.
It's also Steve-O's birthday.
Steve-O! Wow.
Yeah, I almost picked him, and then there was one other one that was really Kat Dennings,
Yeah.
and I was like, ooh, she's a really good one. But
Yeah.
I think I like Mary-Kate and Ashley better.
Yeah, I mean, like Kanye would say, I would have married Kate Ashley.
That's almost what I did. I almost did the voice, but I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be that cringy.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Jerry West.
Jerry West passed away. I was, I was so shooketh when I heard that, because usually I'm on my phone or something.
The NBA legends, obviously we're gonna outlive all of them. Like, eventually, fucking Jordan's gonna die. We're gonna be like,
24.
fuck.
Yeah.
Like, eventually,
I mean,
eventually they're all gonna be gone.
before I allow myself to make a joke about it, it was mind-numbingly, I was so shocked when Kobe passed.
Kobe was a huge one.
Because I was like,
Kobe was
I was supposed to see this guy for the next 35, 40 years of my life.
doing podcasts, movies, documentaries, whatever
Talking
the
about
fuck.
basketball.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it was. Maybe getting into coaching and winning fucking 18 championships. I don't
Probably
know.
just watching his daughter in the WNBA and showing up on...
Dude, what if that probably would have been his thing? He might have coached the WNBA team.
Yeah.
He would have been the LA Sparks head coach, and they would have drafted fucking old girl number 1 overall, and
Yeah.
everyone would have been like, yeah, we love her. Fuck Caitlin Clark, who's been in the league for 10 years now.
Yeah. I mean, she's taken enough hits for a 10-year career already.
Yeah, no, they're definitely they're rolling her. But yeah, rest in peace, Jerry West. He it didn't hit me near as hard as the fucking Kobe one did, but I also never watched Jerry West play live. Like, Jerry West has been an old man my whole life, so
Right.
definitely didn't hit me as hard.
Speaking of Caitlin Clark, there was a point of me where when it comes time for the Olympics, I'm like fucking USA in this shit. Okay, that's when I actually watch soccer. not the soccer. The soccer's the most popular sport. In
We
the
beat India
in cricket.
in cricket.
Yes.
So we beat Pakistan and now we beat India.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
When we beat India, I don't know how the scoring works, but it was like 110 to 20.
Yeah.
That seems like a fucking blowout.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. Maybe everyone's gonna laugh at me and be like,
And-
technically it was 3-1 or something, but I don't know how fucking scoring works.
Like the American dads we were talking about the other day, the guys who all got together and said, "Hey, we're gonna."
Yeah, all these guys had to
team.
get like time off to go play cricket
Yeah.
for the U.S. Olympic team.
Yeah, same thing. So like they were
Like I think one of them is like one of them owns like a fucking Jiffy Lube or something. He's like a Jiffy Lube district manager or something. Like something weird.
Okay, I didn't know like he had a Jiffy Lube job, but that makes it even better.
Well, one of them, I don't know which one it is, and it might have been completely fucking fake because I
Yeah.
saw it on TikTok. But
Yeah.
apparently, one of them is like not quite a CEO at Jiffy Lube, but still like runs like 5 or 6
Stores.
things. Yeah, he's like a district manager of a Jiffy Lube wherever the fuck he's from.
Yeah.
Which I think is fucking hilarious that these guys just have normal fucking day jobs.
Mhm.
Like 5 years ago, this guy was like changing oil in cars for a living, and now he's kicking everyone's ass at cricket.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of funny. It's almost like
And
a Kurt
plus,
Warner
like,
story.
hey man, you wanna go grab some beers? I got cricket practice. The fuck?
Yeah, bro. Like that'd be like if I told you I got like volleyball practice coming up.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, bro, how come I'm not playing? I'd be like, it's kind of a different level. And you find out I'm like on an Olympic team or something nuts.
Yeah.
Like this guy wasn't training his whole life to be a cricket player.
No.
He was probably pretty nasty at baseball, but not nasty enough to do anything with it. And then just started working at Jiffy Lube.
So with Caitlin Clark not making the women's team, only one time in my life have I contemplated not rooting for an American team to win, and that was the soccer team because they just had so many outlandish things.
And they haven't won shit since.
And so I'm not rooting against America in women's basketball. Don't clip me and quote me. Oh, fucking podcast. 2-viewer podcaster. Okay, don't clip that. What I'm
He's a
saying is,
comedian.
it would be super funny if they did lose, though, because all of the fucking headlines would say, Caitlin Clark could have saved America.
It is. So I looked at the roster they have. That for one, they're not allowed to bring a whole lot of fucking people.
No,
I think they have like 15.
it's,
Like,
it's a regular team roster.
Yeah, like it's not very many fucking people.
Yeah.
And it's like all the other stars. Like I knew half the names on the list.
Yeah,
So it
it's
had
the one.
to be a
It's the
good
one
fucking
older
squad.
lady who's now her sixth appearance.
Diana Taurasi or whatever the fuck her
Dinosaur
name.
Taurasi.
Yeah.
She's been in the league.
Kelsey
for-
Plume, the recently single.
Yeah, the
Six,
did
six
find your
star.
girlfriend funny.
Yeah.
What's the one lady's name? She plays for the Liberty, maybe. I don't fucking know.
Brittany Griner's
Sabrina.
going.
Yeah, that's the only one where I'm like, really? Like you
Well,
gotta.
she's 6'10". They have to bring her. She's the biggest bitch in the world.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you gotta trust her with international travel again.
You got to get a chaperone for her.
Well,
I
I
don't know
mean,
if they can afford it, but
the Olympics aren't in Russia, so
I think she's fine.
yeah.
If I'm her teammate, I'm checking her bag 3 times before we even leave to go to the fucking airport. And then once when we're at the airport, be like, there's no fucking CBD pens in there, are there?
The only thing that would be funnier is when I read reports of Caitlin Clark could play potentially for another country if she wanted to. Oh, and I think that would be
Don't
funny.
you have to have citizenship, though? Isn't there like a process of doing it?
There can be, I think there's like a vet process to where like if you don't qualify in track and there's a country that doesn't have a guy who's as good as you can like sign some weird country shit and then represent their country in the Olympics.
You know how many people would hate her, though? If she did that and all of a sudden she's playing for like Australia or something?
She would just,
Nah, dude, people would hate her.
nah.
She would lose all of her right-wing constituents.
It would be, dude, all I'm saying is if the United States women's basketball lose, Dave Portnoy is going to have like,
Oh, dude, they're gonna get lit up, bro. And that because basketball is the one Olympic sport that we should be crushing everybody at every time.
because we invented it.
We're just better
Yeah.
at everyone else at it. Like nobody else. It's not at the same level anywhere else. Like you can argue like kind of Europe, but like 50% of those players aren't even from Europe.
Yeah, so that all depends. It just depends on like, so with overseas basketball, there has to be a certain percentage of the entire team not being imports. They call players from America as imports.
Yeah.
So there's even wacky rules that say that if you can have two people from a foreign country play on your basketball team, they can both be on the floor at the same time. Or one
Oh,
guy
that's weird.
one guy gets to play the first and the fourth, and the other plays the second and the third.
Sounds like some weird anime rules.
Yeah, so like, or like, you know, they can't. There's certain stipulations in different leagues on how many people you can import, how many people you can have imported from your team, and then like depends on how many nationals are required to also play for that team. So a lot of the times, like you think like European basketball is just like a bunch of Americans that make the NBA. Yes, there's a large number, but there's only one or two on the roster total because the rest of the teams in country.
Yeah, but there's so many leagues out there. There's like an Australian basketball league. There's fucking Irish. There's a European league. There's a Canadian league. There's like every little country has their own shitty fucking league.
Israel has a team.
Yeah, they're just not
league.
as
Saudi Arabia
big.
has a couple leagues.
Yeah. Japan has its own league. China has its own league. Yeah. That was funny. I'm rewatching New Girl with Chris, and that was like Winston.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he did before the show. Like that's his backstory.
Yeah.
He was like a Japanese or a Korean basketball player.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was really funny because I watched that and I was like, oh, you completely fucking forget about that as the show goes on.
Because he's so goofy.
Yeah, he's just a goofy motherfucker, and he doesn't
Exactly.
really ever do anything athletic, and it's just kind of funny.
He's when they got rid of him for a season, and then brought back Coach.
Well, so he wasn't even originally supposed to be the guy. It was supposed to be Coach.
Yeah.
But Marlon Wayans or whatever the fuck his name is, one of the Wayans guys.
Yeah.
But he had like a conflict with filming, and so they got the first season done, and then they got greenlit for 2 more seasons. So they had to bring Winston back, and so they made Coach go coach somewhere, and Winston came back and did, just filled that third role.
Yeah.
Because it was, I learned about that on Bert Kreischer's podcast because he had fucking Nick Miller, Jack, whatever the fuck his name is.
Jake
Jake
something.
Paul, Johnson.
No.
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
That's his fucking name. He FaceTimed him and he was like, dude, I want to be on your fucking podcast. Fucking let's do it. And he's like, where are you at right now? And he's like, oh, I'm at a baby shower. And he was like, oh, word. I was just talking to him about this, and this. And he's like, yeah, I wasn't even supposed to be on the show. And he said this story about it. And then I literally like 3 fucking slides later on TikTok, I saw the Wayans guy talking about it. And he was like, I was supposed to be that guy, but then I wasn't.
Speaking of TikTok research, he was on the Joe Rogan show. The guy who was supposed to play Iron Man.
Yeah,
Terrence.
yes. Terrence McKenna. No, not Terrence McKenna.
Not Howard, is it?
Terrence Howard.
Um,
Terrence McKenna's the fucking ancient aliens guy.
so he name drops Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I was just watching that fucking clip earlier. I didn't see the end of it though.
I watched like 4 of them. I had 4
nice.
uploaded, but basically, I love when people have notes, and he literally had the notes that he made, and he just starts reading through everything, and I was like,
I watched it up until the point I was in the park or in the driveway watching it, and he goes, "All right, this is the 36-page thing that he sent me, and this is basically Terrence Howard reinventing mathematics and
1 times 1 equals 2."
Yeah, and then he just started. He started to do it, and then Aaron fucking waved at me, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta go inside."
Yeah.
So I have it saved, and I'll probably end up watching it.
Yeah,
at some point tonight.
I think there's probably gonna be more uploaded because it didn't conclude him all of it. It didn't conclude it, but he's in the middle of dissecting his
So
notes.
Terrence Howard is the guy that played Rhodey in the first Iron Man, and then they couldn't afford him or didn't want him for the other ones, whatever it was. They replaced him with Don Cheadle.
It was him going through in his words, his life was going through someone just passed, I believe,
sure.
and then they said, "Hey, we can't bring you in for the 8 milli. We can counter offer with 1 though." And his agent basically was like, "Fuck you, this
should
is
have done it.
bullshit."
There would have been fucking 9 movies.
And then he
What
got
did
back.
Don Cheadle start making towards the end of it? That'd be close to 10.
And then that's what he said. I called Robert 26 times, and he didn't pick up. And then I saw him years later, and he asked how I was doing. And he goes, "But it all worked out."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That didn't do anything wrong."
Yeah. Anyways, that guy's a fucking nut.
Yeah.
I was listening to I listened to like 20 minutes of it, and then I stopped because he immediately just started going in. And Andrew Santino said it perfectly. Yeah, I'll take one. Yeah. Andrew Santino said it perfectly. It sounded he's like, I've heard that conversation a million times before, and it's always in the corner of the garage when all the high school kids are smoking weed. It's like there's always one of them that just goes off, and it's like, math is wrong. And that's basically what the whole fucking podcast was. He's like, it was 3.5 hours of math is wrong, and this is how science should work. And the periodic table has smells associated with the lettering, and so they should be different.
Yeah, it should be a circle.
Yeah.
I mean, hilarious until someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson does their homework.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson is he's the catalyst against all those fucking guys like the flat Earth dudes. He even talks shit about the guys that Joe really likes, the Ancient Aliens guys.
Yeah.
It's not that he doesn't like them. He just thinks that their shit's stupid. He's like, I just don't believe it. He's like, it's a big reach. It could be a thing, but it's a big reach. He's like, that'd be like saying Atlantis has been at the bottom of Lake Tahoe for X amount of years, and we just haven't gone there to look at it. But if we had, the government's hiding it. Why would the government hide that?
Mm-hmm. The Gary hates Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I can.
Gar?
Yeah, but there's like 4 people growing up in my childhood that were like they could probably still tell me anything to this day, and I'll probably be like, I'm gonna give that a week before I Google it because I believe it.
Oh yeah.
Like him, Bill Nye, and then I don't even fucking know who. Oh, probably Steve Irwin back in the day. He could tell me like alligators come from banana trees, and I'd be like, dude, you guys know that alligators came from banana
Yeah,
trees?
and someone goes, dude, that's fucked up. Then you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you pull up the clip of Steve Irwin saying it. And you're
Yeah.
like, see?
Yeah, he said it, and then like, but he finishes the rest of the sentence. I'm just kidding. And I'm like,
Damn it. I fell asleep right
I was 6. I didn't remember that. You know, it was
Rest in
like
peace,
it was
goat.
like, it was like when I learned Michael Jackson's Monkey turned 40.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Michael Jackson's monkey Bobo. He turned 40 recently,
40.
and he's still the cutest little fucking chimp, dude. Just a little tiny fucking guy. I thought he was gonna grow up into a big fucking Planet of the Apes motherfucker, but he did not.
He's seen some things.
That motherfucker has done some things, dude. I guarantee you, that dude is an accomplice. You're telling me you're 8 years old, you see a monkey, you're not gonna go into that fucking house?
He probably was in the room for anything that might have ever happened, just smoking cigarettes.
He might have, yeah.
This fucked up.
With like a glass of gin, he's swirling around the glass of gin, ripping huge fucking things off his Camel no filters.
You're in Michael Jackson's secret lair, and you just see a monkey smoking a cigarette and shaking his head. It's fucked up, but I'm just a monkey.
Michael looks at you, do something cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Michael. Can I have another glass of wine?
Where's my other bottle of scotch? Yeah. He just doesn't.
I was watching like TikTok too, and with sign language, it's like fuck around.
Oh, the little girl
and
that was teaching
find
her?
out. Yeah, and I was like, dude, I need to start learning sign language.
I want to, but it would just to be like DK and just be able to talk shit without anyone knowing.
Yeah, just silently.
Yeah,
Just
DK
moving.
Metcalf was like, 22 is my son.
Can you imagine just like being in a group of people and busting out like, what'd you guys just do? They're like, oh, nothing.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. What gang you repping?
I think that's like dad, mom, or something.
Something like that, yeah.
It's like one of the few things I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really cool. Will Ferrell is supposed to be in a new Netflix series,
That's cool.
and he's playing a legendary golfer.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's a series, so I assume it's going to be like an 8-episode first season, and then maybe they'll get some more. The other thing I saw that was new movie related, they are currently in the beginning processes of starting 2 new Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And one of them is going to be like in the same universe, but probably other side of the fucking world or something. I don't know. But Margot Robbie is going to be like the female lead.
That's a good female lead for a pirate.
I think so too. I
Yeah.
think she'd be a badass like a pirate. And the other one is going to be considered a reboot of the original franchise. So I would assume Jack Sparrow is going to be in it, but I don't know because he has all those issues with Disney. But we'll fucking see if they do a fucking reboot
But
movie
he's a
without
money
Jack
guy.
Sparrow. They need him. You know how much money you're going to make if fucking Jack Sparrow's in a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie? Those movies made so much fucking money, and he was the only one that was in every single one of them.
Yeah.
Like, other than, some side characters, but, like, he was the main character for all of them.
Just make him get a Gojude. Put him in a little box.
Little box.
So you show him, he's in it, everyone's happy, put him in a little box.
You trap him in the body of a turtle, like how they shrunk Calypso down.
Yeah.
You strap him into a little turtle, like,
Yeah.
because he strapped himself to turtles and
So he's
floated off.
everly present.
And he's in fucking Davy Jones.
He's in the One Piece.
He's in Davy Jones' thing, and he just keeps him up behind his desk in
Yeah.
a little fucking
Little-
aquarium.
Yep. So
Yeah.
every now and then you just see like a 10-second jacket.
And then at some point he breaks out of there, dude, and
Yeah.
he's just all gray. And he's got the beads in his beard. And
Yeah, it'd be
he
easy.
breaks out and just savvy.
Jack needs you for 2 days on set for these scenes. Right now, give him this bottle.
Also, speaking of pirates, Barry Bonds is being inducted into the Pirates Hall of Fame.
Hilarious.
So
Even though he was a giant.
For the majority of his career, he was a Giant, but he was drafted by the Pirates.
Okay.
And he played for the Pirates for like his whole first contract.
Okay.
And then he went to the Giants and
Never
signed
even
for millions and
put
millions
two
of
and two
dollars.
for that. I thought
I didn't really know that.
was
Like as soon
skinny
as I
playing
saw
for
it,
the
as soon as I
Giants.
saw it, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right." Well, he was skinny, like
he was skinnier, and then he did the
yeah.
And then
He wasn't beefy, but he was like a slender, athletic dude.
He-
Like he was
he was
definitely
big.
bigger. He was definitely bigger than the majority of baseball players.
Yeah.
He was kind of built like A-Rod was the peak of his career when he was a rookie,
Yeah,
and then he started pumping iron in San Francisco apparently, and
yeah.
grew a couple inches and gained like 40 pounds and started hitting
And
fucking
seeing the
nukes.
size differences, you're like, dude, you got fucking huge.
I saw a thing. One of the equipment manager for the Giants back in the day, he said that he jumped like 3 sizes up in his helmet.
Jesus.
Yeah, so he's just got a big ass fucking head, dude. Started looking like Magic Johnson.
That's wild. That's hilarious.
But yeah, I'm happy he's getting into the Hall of Fame, in some aspect of it. He definitely belongs in the MLB Hall of Fame. Also, they're allowing, and I got confirmation we're allowed to say this on podcast. They're inducting the Negro League stats into MLB stats. So
Smart.
there's like new record holders,
Yeah.
like across the board almost, because there was a bunch of dudes that averaged like 470, 480
Yeah.
in the Negro Leagues. And so they added them into the fucking record books, which I think is fucking cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, but
I tell the Pat McAfee show about that word.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's where my confirmation came from.
Clay Matthews.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wouldn't do it. But yeah, so I think it's cool. Barry Bonds needs to be in the Hall of Fame. And I mean, he hit fucking, what was it? David Ortiz was also part of that same like lawsuit thing, like how Barry Bonds got caught up. So it's all allegedly. He was never proven guilty nor innocent, just like David Ortiz was. So David Ortiz, like overall, I know I said it before on the pod, but his overall batting average was like a 331 or something like that. If you made all of Barry Bonds' home runs throughout his entire career's outs, he'd still have a higher batting average than David Ortiz.
That's wild.
That's fucking insane. Because he had like, what was it, 700 and something home runs? 800 maybe? Something crazy.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous because his last season he had like 70 something. But
Right.
yeah. Anyways, free my boy.
Free him.
He never did nothing to nobody. All he did was hit nukes.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah.
The other day was June 10th. I don't play Wordle because I just don't care.
I do sometimes.
The word of the day, it is in the Webster Dictionary, so that's one of the stipulations.
Yeah.
It was manga, and
Manga.
manga. I looked it up in the dictionary. It is a Japanese comic book / graphic novel. But people were fucking heated on Wordle, and on the New York Times page, you can leave comments.
Yeah.
And the comments just got more racy as you just kept digging through them, because people are like, "Oh, how would I know this? This is America." And I was just like, "Dude, it's manga. Okay, it's kind of popular right now. They sell it in your stores.
They
and
do. It's
They
all
have
over
a
the
manga
place.
section.
They have them in the grocery stores and shit.
Yeah, so
Like, next to the
but
other
people
magazines
were
and books.
pissed that manga was the word of the day for June 10th.
That's funny. Wasn't Aloha one of them one time?
There was another couple controversial times where people were really upset on the words that they picked because they didn't get it. And somebody's like, "Oh, my 38 whatever streak."
Yeah, people get pissed about their streaks. Dude.
Yeah.
I had when I was working full time, I would do it every morning.
I think that's just the music from upstairs.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would do it every morning in the car before I would walk into work, and I think the biggest streak I had was a 15-day streak, and then I missed it one of the days, and then the next day when I came back to it, I fucked it up, and I was like, damn it. And then I looked up what it was, and I was like, oh, I fucking knew it, dude. But I think they're fun, and I do them when I can. And when I find a hard one, I'll send it to my dad, like the link to the page, and then he'll do it, and it'll only take him like 2 tries. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Right.
But he's probably cheating.
Right. Gets on Google and looks at the word
He's
after
probably cheating.
one
Either
minute.
that or he had already done it that day and just made it look like he's a fucking gangster. I did get one of them in one guess because I always guess the same thing first. It's irate
Yeah.
because it takes out like most of the fucking vowels.
Yeah.
And I guessed irate and it was the right one and I was like, oh, nice. No fucking profit.
Yeah.
But I guessed it every day for the whole 50 days.
Yeah. That's a good strat. One rant that I do want to go on. Leslie Headland.
Who's that?
She's that lady who works for Star Wars under
Oh, the Acolyte chick?
the producer lady.
Yeah. Producer, director, whatever the fuck.
So the other day, she said that R2D2 is most likely a lesbian, and that C3PO is definitely gay. But listen here,
I'll give you C3PO.
Leslie. If having fucking good posture and dressing and wearing a lot of gold is gay, you're stereotyping, and that's not what you should be doing.
Well, it's
okay?
okay.
But I'll give you C3PO because
I'll give her C3PO, but also he's a fucking robot and doesn't
But-
have any appendages, and I doubt he's been diddling beans or stroking cocks at all.
but
I
here
don't think they have sexual orientation.
that's where you're wrong.
Oh.
And here's why I know how R2D2 is a man. He fucked the Death Star, the mothership of all motherships, with his robot penis. And we've seen this multiple times when they drop R2 off in a ship and they're like, hey, you gotta fuck this ship. And
He does stick his thing in a lot of ships.
he goes, wow, when he's doing it.
He does.
So he thoroughly enjoys.
Hey, can you stop licking my
So-
thigh? I'm gonna push you that way.
So when you see R2D2 do this
Where am I?
maneuver, he doesn't add a piece of equipment onto his body.
It does come out of a slot.
It does come out of a slot, and then it gets longer as it inserts into the ship. So all I'm saying is, we'll give you C3PO, but we're not giving you R2D2 because there's evidence.
All right, so I watched the first 25 minutes of the first episode of The Acolyte, and I don't know if you plan on watching it all.
Nope.
Spoiler for the first 20 minutes, I guess. The main character chick apparently was trained by Jedis at some point in her life. I don't know her fucking backstory really at all, but she is force sensitive, doesn't rock a lightsaber, but she kills a fucking Jedi in the first 15 minutes of the show.
Mhm.
And it's not a Jedi I know about because it's in a different timeline, but it's this chick Jedi. She walks up to her and says, "Fight me with all your power." And she like doesn't fight her with her lightsaber for the first little bit. She's just like dodging her shit with like force tactics and stuff. And then she finally pulls out her lightsaber, and it's the line that you sent me in the chat, or that Pepper sent in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Jedi's only pull their lightsaber when they were ready to kill.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like all the prequels, and they're just doing nothing but whipping out lightsabers.
Right.
But she pulls her lightsaber out, and she slices up one of her little throwing knife things that she's been throwing with force. And the bar clears out of where they're at, and then she like looks over at the bartender, the main acolyte chick, and then looks back at the Jedi, and then slings one of her knives at the bartender. And then the Jedi chick throws her lightsaber down, like puts her lightsaber away, stops it with 2 hands with force, but then the chick fucking flicks one at her and hits her right in the chest with one. Yeah, dude, every Jedi I've ever seen can stop a physical object, like not just blasters, but just like a fucking, like a rock
Yeah.
with one fucking hand and still pay attention to whatever the fuck's going on right in front of them.
Yeah.
So that Jedi was a fucking bitch. She just lost to someone who didn't even have a fucking lightsaber, and that's crazy.
Right.
But yeah, I got tired and ended up turning it off. I'm probably still going to watch the whole series just because I have a lot of free time, and I might as well so I can talk shit about it. Like, that's the only reason why. It'd be like if I wanted to watch like Tiger King, I would just rip it apart.
Yeah.
But
I saw the same.
not a huge fan of it so far, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because it is Star Wars, but I also wasn't a huge fan of 789.
Mm-hmm.
So 789 could have been really fucking good, but they fucked up so much shit.
Yeah.
George Lucas needs to come back and direct
Or something.
something.
Or like, hey, here's the story we're gonna tell.
They shove so much shit down your throat the whole time.
Yeah, and like it's not about sending a message. Well, no, I saw that meme today. It's the Joker, and they're playing this age Disney.
Yeah.
And then he's like, it's not about the money. It's about sending a message. And I'm like, bro, like
That's exactly what it is too.
yeah. So I mean, as a lifelong Star Wars fan, what made me, because Luke was a man and had a lightsaber, that's not why I fucking love Star Wars. It's because the story was so fucking encapsulating, and it was done so
He was
well.
just a poor boy from the desert,
He was an orphan.
and then he
who lived
found
with
out
an
that
uncle.
he was a farm boy,
Yeah,
farming fucking water, apparently, which
Yeah.
is what I found out recently. I had no idea what they farmed there, but they were farming water.
hilarious,
That was their whole fucking thing, was water collection.
hilarious.
But yeah, he's just a poor little farm boy, and then he finds out that he's had this fucking Jedi hermit looking after him in the shadows his whole life, and his dad was, the fucking chosen one, and now he's got to go defeat the chosen one, and then wait, I'm the chosen one, and
Yeah.
I have a twin sister that I kissed.
Yeah, that's wild. How many times he thought about that after the fact? We're brother and sister.
I love how they never really acknowledge it either. They just kind of let them have their kiss, and then he's like, "Oh, my sister? That's crazy." And then they just move on. They don't really talk about it. They shoot each other a look, and then that's it.
Yeah, they're like, no more in public.
Yeah, no more in public.
You can get up there, buddy.
Come on, buddy, up here. Yeah. There you go. Big jump.
Big jump.
Yeah. Thor's a Star Wars guy.
He is. He's more of a Chewy guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, dude. Chewy makes me smile.
He makes the same noise.
You like Chewy?
Ooh, that was a
Yeah.
pretty good one.
Good Chewy, buddy.
Nice. Good job, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need you know what we really need for a Star Wars movie, a trilogy, a new trilogy?
What's that?
It could be fucking 10, 11, 12 for all I care.
Mm-hmm.
John Favreau.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's what we need. Because Mandalorian is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
It is the best Star Wars to come out since fucking 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That, and I guess Andor is really good. Travis said it's a must-watch Star Wars thing. I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah, it's a must-watch.
Yeah, Travis says Andor is really good, so I'll have to watch that too. Yeah, the last good movie they put out and TV show other than Mandalorian was Rogue One.
Yeah.
Rogue One was pretty good. And it wasn't even about the Jedi's really. It was about
That's what's crazy.
Yeah, it was just a side story of how they got the plans for the Death Star.
Yeah.
Which was cool. I fucking loved it. And I would love a side fucking movie where it shows what Luke was doing in between 5 and 6. When he was building his lightsaber, he doesn't have Yoda. He just has to go off and meditate by his own. Because there's a whole fucking book
Yeah.
on what he did and going out and finding his kyber crystal and building his own fucking lightsaber out of fucking scraps like Tony Stark.
Traveling to old Jedi temples and finding
Yeah,
the
and
schematics.
finding the shit for it and doing that would be a sick a series or a movie.
A standalone movie of just
a standalone movie would be badass.
because they already CGI'd his face.
Obi-Wan was also fantastic too.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan was also.
People hate on that one, and I don't
I
get
don't know
it.
why,
I don't-
dude. Obi-Wan was great. It was kind of fucking cheesy in the beginning. He's working in some fucking fish factory or something or
What is
whatever
it?
the fuck it is.
Yeah.
But I cried.
Yeah.
It was so good.
And I recommend, you don't have to watch the whole episode, but if you rewatch Star Wars in Japanese, it's fucking really good.
Is it?
It's
Okay.
It's the Darth Vader and Obi-Wan fight in Japanese with subtitles.
I bet it's fantastic.
It's fantastic, dude, because the Darth Vader Japanese voice is so great.
Those lines get me, and I rewatched the fight scene from Mustafar.
Yeah, episode
And-
3
Yeah, and the line, the "You were my brother, Anakin." Oh,
makes me cry,
dude,
Even
that
to this
hits
day.
you so fucking deep, bro.
especially when you watch 1 and 2.
Yeah,
dude, 2
you
you guys.
see them all. They both went through the loss of Qui-Gon. I know Anakin wasn't super close with Qui-Gon, but Qui-Gon was the one that pulled him out the mud.
Yeah,
They lost Qui-Gon right off the fucking rip, and then a young Obi-Wan who wasn't really a master just stopped being a Padawan.
mm-hmm.
Now he's got to train fucking Anakin, who supposedly is the chosen one according to Qui-Gon. And they grew up as fucking brothers because they were both I think we looked it up, and when Anakin was first found, he was 10 or 11 or something like that.
9.
He was 9, yeah, because we looked it up. he was 9, and Obi-Wan was like 16.
Yeah.
So like, there's not that big of a difference. After Anakin turns like of age, they're just both fucking same age range adults.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a little bit more than the difference between you and me. Like, they're pretty fucking similar in age.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then fucking Anakin just goes off the fucking deep end.
That'd be like if I was 16 and my parents died. They're like, all right, you're the adult now. They're like, oh, that makes sense. And they're like, but you have to watch over this 9-year-old. They're like, wait.
Yeah, it's like he raised his brother pretty
Yeah.
much. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And that was their fucking relationship going up, and then it makes everything else deeper too. Like, I don't want them to do it, but I wouldn't be mad if they did it right. If they remade 4, 5, and 6.
Mm.
Like, I know it's like a weird subject for Star Wars fans, but like, not remastering, because you'd have to get new fucking actors too, or I guess you could just have the older versions of the actors now. Like,
Some of them you can't. Carrie Fisher.
well, yeah, Carrie Fisher's gone. You'd have to get a new one for her. You'd have to get a new Luke too, and a new Han. But like, Obi-Wan can still be Obi-Wan. Like, McGregor can be fucking Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Just give him some gray hair and make him a little chunky or something, and
Yeah.
just send him out there looking for a Luke. Who would you cast as Luke and Han? And fucking Leia. We'll do all 3.
Chris Pratt. No.
Well, so it'd have to be someone young, and like the first person that comes to my mind is Spider-Man.
Tom Holland
Tom Holland is like the biggest name
for Luke.
for Luke that I can think of, and then you'd need some type of like manly, little bit older dude to play Han.
Yeah. So someone like that's tough.
Yeah, see, it's a tough role to cast.
Yeah.
Like a young in shape Chris Pratt would be perfect.
Yeah.
But I think he might be a little old for the role now. I don't know how much older Han's supposed to be than Luke, but I'm pretty sure
Probably
it's like a
late
10 year.
20s.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think there's like a 10-year gap.
Yeah. Probably like late 20s, early 30s.
So 30-year-old actor for Han Solo.
Maybe Lip from
Oh, I like that. Yeah, and then he's also in The
Bears.
Bear, and
Yeah.
he was in the fucking other movie too with Zac Efron, Ironclaw.
Ironclaw. Yeah.
He'd be fucking good. I don't remember his name, but he'd be fantastic.
Even
for that.
Zac Efron would
That's
be
a good fucking. Zac Efron would be good for that too. He'd have to be not so fucking handsome though. They'd have to rugged him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, give him a beard and don't line it up all that right.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be handsome, but he can't be super
Childish
handsome.
Gambino could be Lando.
He already was.
Oh yeah, he was young.
yeah, he already
Lando.
was.
Yeah, but
He'd
now
still be a good Lando.
But now he's at the right age to play
Yeah.
episode 4 Lando.
Yeah. He'd definitely be able to play an old Lando. That would be cool to see that.
It'd
would
be
be
so
cool. I would
confusing
like-
to little kids though, like jumping back from Star Wars movies, like, hey, I want to see Lando.
And they would have to do it one for one too. Like, you can change some of the lines in it, but it would have to be like the scenes. It would have to be one for one scenes.
I would love them to film the Empire Strikes Back scene of I'm your father, and then he's like, oh, he fucking said it, like Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, he fucking said it.
He did say it. See?
He fucking said it.
That would be funny. That'd be some good fanfare there. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
For Leia,
Zendaya.
nah,
You'd have to go
because she's got to be pretty, but not too pretty.
Sydney Sweeney.
I'm on board.
On board.
Dye that bitch's hair dark. Throw it into a fucking squirrel
Don't even
bun.
dye it dark.
Nah,
It's just
throw it
blonde
into a
Leia.
squirrel bun. Blonde Leia. Well, Luke was blonde.
Yeah,
Luke was blonde.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Realistically, I don't even know who I'd want to play Leia.
Right.
Oh, who'd be fucking just because I want to see her in the shit though.
Who's that?
Selena Gomez.
That'd be so sick.
Oh, she would do. She looks the part.
Yeah,
She'd be great.
she'd be great.
She'd be great.
Who was it? Benny Blanco?
Blanco, yeah.
Yeah. You lucky son of a bitch.
Hats off, dog.
Hats off, dog.
Hats off.
You give people like me the slim hope. Oh, I was in the hallway today, and I rounded the corner. I was just walking ever so quietly, but it was very quiet in the building.
Hmm.
And one of the girls at work, she gasped, and she goes, "Oh, you scared me." And I said, "I'm well aware of the effect that I have on women." And I was like, I love hitting people with that line.
Yeah, it's
It's a great line. Like out in the middle, we just went on like a 20-minute Star Wars rant.
That's how it's supposed to be, though. That's
Yeah.
the whole point. Speaking of Star Wars and Disney,
Mm.
China has this waterfall. It's their biggest waterfall they have,
Mhm.
and there was a hiker that found out that there was a tube feeding that waterfall water. So the waterfall was going to dry up, and the Chinese government went out there and they said, "Nuh-uh." So they're feeding it water. They didn't tell anybody.
Hilarious.
They just like went up. I have like the name of it.
Like they went up and like put a tube.
like underground piping up through the mountains and then stuck it out right at the edge of where the waterfall's at. And it's funneling water down into the waterfall so it doesn't dry up.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And there was some hiker just went up there and fucking found it.
And the Chinese government was like, "You can't be doing this."
No, Chinese government issued an apology. And they're
Oh.
like, we're really sorry we kept this hidden from everybody.
That's really funny.
Yeah. I have the fucking thing. Might take me a minute to pull it.
While you're looking for it, in not China news, in Lake Superior, also water related. I might mess this name up. There was an iron freighter at Lake Superior. It was called the Michipicoten. So it was a huge fucking freighter ship for iron ore.
Mm-hmm.
It fucking started taking on water and fucking sinking at 150 feet deep, and everyone's like, "What the fuck did it hit?" So all these conspiracy theories about Lake Superior, about this fucking creature exists. They were in too deep of water. They couldn't have hit anything. It couldn't have been this or this or this. The Coast Guard said it was caused by a stress fracture.
I was
So
gonna say it's just shitty boat.
yeah,
Sometimes shitty boats sink, dude.
yeah, they had a stress fracture, and it was like 13 feet for the crack.
Yeah.
So they're saying that it didn't hit anything. The boat just gave out. Because everyone on TikTok was like, "What's in Lake Superior? It's this creature that no one's seen for 300 years." And I'm like, I've been in those waters. There could very well be one of those.
All right. So it's the Yun Tai Mountain Waterfall.
Okay.
Spelled Yuntai, Yuntai. So this is what the post says. Chinese officials have apologized after a hiker discovered a secret water pipe supplying the Yuntai Mountain Waterfall, China's tallest waterfall. The video, posted on Douyin, TikTok's sister app, on Sunday, so it was last 2 weeks ago Sunday, showed a large water main at the top of the 1,024-foot waterfall. Millions of tourists visit the waterfall annually, attracted by its ancient geological formations. Officials for the Yuntai Mountain Geopark, a UNESCO, an acronym for something, UNESCO listed site, issued an unusual social media apology, speaking as if they were the waterfall itself. I didn't expect to meet everybody this way. As a seasonal scenery, I can guarantee you that I will be in my most beautiful form any time of the year you come to see me. So that was their apology.
Wow.
They were like, hey, sorry about that, but it's always going to be pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, they didn't tell anybody, and that's the picture of the waterfall, and then that's the water pipe that's just hidden behind these fucking rocks.
That's
And it's
hilarious.
just pumping fucking water into it.
Yeah.
Just dumping a bunch of water. Where'd they pull that water from?
I don't know.
It had to be the base of it or something. I
Big
don't.
tubes coming from a lake.
Yeah,
somewhere.
like those old like lamps that we had back in the '90s of like the beer that was like dumping out beer, but it had a fucking thing going up through it, so it always fed itself. And you're like,
Yeah.
where's it coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
like one of those. But yeah, I thought that was fucking hilarious. China was just hiding that one of their biggest waterfalls.
It's
Just-
natural.
They saved it.
Yeah.
It's their biggest natural waterfalls, and that's so fucking natural.
No.
It's like when we finally find out the rock's on steroids. Everyone's like, well, yeah, no shit.
Yeah. I'm sorry I was lying to you.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. And then I did just find out. You remember Sky High,
Yes.
the movie?
Mm-hmm.
They're in the works of doing a sequel,
Hilarious.
and the original actors are going to be teachers at Save You.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's dope.
so I thought that was pretty cool.
Right now, currently, Dallas is down 3-0 to the series in Boston. Do you think they will become the second team to climb out of an 0-3 hole to win the finals? Or do you think they're going to lose in 4, 5, or 6?
They're losing. They're not going to get a single win. They're going to get swept.
They're going to get swept?
That's just what Dallas does, dude.
I would like to. I'm going to put money on Dallas to win game 4.
I'm putting all my money on Boston. I don't think
So-
there's any way they couldn't win in Boston. They can't win in Dallas.
Yeah, the one guy who started out as a LeBron James reporter in Miami, then when LeBron James moved, ESPN hired him because he's really good about talking about LeBron James. Was just fucking eating up Luka. He's got a terrible attitude. He does with the rest. He does, and I'm just like, dude, leave Luka alone
He's also playing the biggest game of his life
for the first time.
for the first time.
Yeah.
So like he's going to be heated about everything.
He's gonna make
And
mistakes.
I'm sure there were a couple of fouls he fouled that game that weren't legitimate fouls.
Yeah,
Because that's just kind of the way fucking basketball works.
yeah. I did see my favorite stat though was Jerry West decided to die rather than watch Boston win another series.
I like that
And then
a
the
lot.
next one at Simpson, people said I was a dog, so I became a wolf so I could eat dogs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, Jesus.
Oh no, too. It's like everyone's talking about these basketball players these days, and the term they use is dogs. Like all these guys are dogs. They work real hard. Well, I was a wolf,
Yeah,
and I ate fucking dogs.
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's a good line. Speaking of sports, this is one of the most beautiful things about golf in general. But there's a 29-year-old middle school science teacher named Colin Prater, and he just qualified for the U.S. Open,
That's cool.
playing in random tournaments on the weekends when he's not teaching.
That's awesome.
So yeah, he's going to be out there, and I might drop a little cash on him. Just drop some cash on him.
That's
I
cool.
don't know if it's too late or not. I think tomorrow's when they start, right? Or was it today?
Thursday.
Oh, so it was today.
Yeah.
Wonder how it's going.
I watched a little bit of the early golf, but I was pretty busy today, so I don't have current scores right now.
Let's see. We got the internet with us. All right. Rory's tied for first at -5 with Patrick Cantlay.
Mm-hmm.
Bryson DeChambeau's -3. Tony Finau's -2. Some guy from Sweden's -4.
Where's Tiger Woods at?
Scrolling down. Brooks Koepka is even. Colin Morikawa is even. Xander Schauffele is even. Fleetwood's even. Jason Day's +1. Scotty Scheffler's +1. Max Homa's +1. Kuchar's +2. Hideki Matsuyama's +2. Wyndham Clark's +3. God damn, Tiger, where you at? Tiger Woods is +4 through 18.
Damn.
Let me see. What was this other guy's name? Colin Prater. Did Prater? I didn't even see. Maybe he beat Tiger. Phil Mickelson's +9.
God damn.
Prater is also +9, so he's tied 149. He's not in last place, but he's right fucking there.
At least he got to play at a sick course.
He did get to play at a stick course. He's probably not going to make the cut unless he breaks the fucking record tomorrow, but should I call him? Give him some tips.
Yeah.
Sergio Garcia's -1.
Fuck him.
Yeah, so I got my money on Rory's looking pretty good right now.
That's cool.
That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah.
A quick $100. Yeah, so there's your U.S. Open update for the night.
Nice.
Sucks Tiger's not playing so great. Same thing with Phil.
Yeah.
But I got money on Bryson DeChambeau and Rory, so that'd be cool. If Bryson wins, I'm up 240. If Rory wins, I'm up like 160 or something like that.
Right.
So that'll be nice.
Yeah.
That'll be nice. Proud of Rory. I hope he gets another major. We'll see.
Yeah.
He's a big choke artist, day 4, so
True.
we'll fucking see. This I thought was pretty funny. The dudes that do, or they used to do Dobrik's pod or Dobrik's fucking vlogs or whatever. They have their own podcast.
Mhm.
They were talking about the Olympics and how like it's cool that these people train their whole lives for it. But one of them was like, I think it'd be dope if they did like an average person Olympics and they were drafted, like you'd be drafted into a war. So like you just get a letter one day and you're like, hey, you're competing in the high jump in 6 months.
Hilarious.
And then you get 6 months to like train up for it. I think that'd be great.
I'd be mad.
I think
high jump.
that'd be so funny. Well, yeah. So like you'd have to put yourself into a category, obviously.
Yeah.
So like whenever you go like register for your voter information or whatever, you just put down like 2 categories that you'd like to compete in,
Yeah.
and then they just send you a letter at some point. But that would be kind of funny. I think that like gyms would be filled with more people because like you can't pass on getting drafted unless you have some type of like medical thing. So like obviously my dad's not going to get drafted for the 100 meter.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to
Probably
happen.
like an age limit too. Like,
Yeah, there's probably an age limit, but like there's also got to be like medical limits too. So like they probably wouldn't put me in there for like the shoulder press or something,
Right.
But I think that'd be kind of cool. And if that was the case, what would your 2 things be?
Probably ping pong and I think let's go goalie and hockey because I think that'd be hilarious.
Hockey, that'd be funny. I thought about it. I don't know what I would want. And I think since like it's looking like it's probably going to get added at some point, I'm going to pick flag football
Yeah.
for one of them, and I'll just be like a tight end or something. And then the other one I would put on there, because there's so many like weird ones they do. I can't do, there's no way I'm sprinting. There's no way I'm doing long runs. I'm not doing any like winter sports. There's no snowboarding. Probably curling. Curling would be fun.
Yeah.
So I'd probably put that one down as my second one. But those are probably the most popular ones to be put down for. There's not going to be a whole lot of 100-meter sprinters.
Right.
I think Earl might put down as a sprinter, though.
It'd be tough.
I think he'd do it, though. I think if you asked him, like, he's getting drafted. Oh, you want the cat, too?
No.
You sure? I can hand you a cat.
Mm.
There's the thumbnail right there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Would you?
Yeah, I thought that'd be funny, though. If there was, like, a draft for it. But, yeah, I think the gyms would be filled with more people just, like, not, like, owning their craft, but making sure they're just not, like, such a fat piece of shit when their time comes.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they get drafted, you give them, like, free access to whatever the Olympic gyms are, like, around you. Like, put one in every major city.
Right.
Like, there's one in Detroit. You only get access to it if you're going to be competing. And as soon as you get the call, you can go stay in, like, their dorms or whatever, and you just, oh, look at that. You got the cat anyways. Here's the thumbnail. Fucking. But, yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I think it'd be cool. Do I have anything else written down?
That's all I had.
Yeah, that's all I have, too.
All right. Well, with all the animals, we'll call that a show.
It is a show.
And we will see you guys all next time.
Next time.
All right.
Appreciate you guys watching.
I know what you got to do. All right. Bye, everybody. That was just an hour.
Perfect.